Welcome to the 41st Chicago Latino Film Festival, opening 9th Gala livestream. A special video presentation from the Davis Theater and Dank House in Lincoln Square. Join us for some exclusive interviews with the actors and directors presenting films over the next 11 days at the landmark Century Center Cinemas. The 41st Chicago Latino Film Festival is brought to you by the International Latino Cultural Center of Chicago.
And we are back with the stars of the night, with Patricia Castañeda and Julieth Restrepo from Estimados Señores, Dear Gentlemen. How are you feeling? Patricia, congratulations for being the opening night. How are you feeling about that?
Actually, it's like a new feeling because I when we did the movie, like we've shown it only in Colombia, and to see like the reaction of the people in another country was huge, to see people like knowing a story in Colombia and also enjoying it and clapping and crying. It's just like, it's, I think that's like all the storytellers want, that reaction. So it was beautiful. It's overwhelming.
It was definitely a triumphant approach to filmmaking, showing this difficult story that took so many years to come to light. I think most people, lay people, are not aware that Colombia was the last country in Latin America to achieve suffrage, the opportunity for women to vote, a huge opportunity, and why we took almost 75 years in bringing this to light. Thank you for bringing that to light, first of all, and doing it with such zeal and gusto. One part that I really loved, of course, the acting was tremendous, and you're working on a lot of amazing other projects, which was very cool to see you in the limelight and many that we wear, the many roles that you've played. But one thing that stood to me was, Liz, the way you made the film look like it was taking place in that time period in 1954. The cinematography, the way that the streets were filmed, like the gray wash that you used made it feel like we were seeing this live and in action in that time. How were you able to do that, and what was the thought behind that process?
It was very difficult because we had a small budget, so it had to be very creative, and I think we were creative. It was a lot of talking to Sergio, who was a cinematographer. We had to do a lot of kind of specific angles also because we couldn't see, Bogota nowadays is 2024. It was 2022. So there's like another city, but we did try to work like from different angles. But I do believe that mainly you get that feeling that it's from 1954 because of the actors. But I'm going to tell you why. Because the way they talked, the way they reacted, it felt like so natural that you thought you were there. So I think that that's like actually what brings you to that time of period is the work also. It was like hand in hand with the art department, with Diana did a magnificent job. But it's also like the way they were so organic with everything they said and they moved, so it made you like come to the period and thinking you were there.
And I have to add that also Patricia knew the movie she was making. Like she knew all about it. She had the vision and she knew how to like portray this like this time, this period, and she knew the tone. Like like it's a very specific tone. And even if we wanted to like improvise something, she was like, no, that's too much. Oh no, that's too little. Like she was just like controlling everything we were doing in a good way. I mean, so I think that's because of you and the vision you had. So yeah, we did it.
But I think it was actually a good teamwork.
And we couldn't add any slang, like the words that you say now is like, no, they didn't say that. Like, I don't know, like some words that you repeatedly say like in English, like, there was no like in that time. So that was a challenge for us, of course, but we weren't allowed to change anything on the script too, which is very important to tell. Like, and the script was really good. So you didn't want to change anything. Specifically, I remember one scene that I had an idea of maybe a word that I could change, and that was like a negotiation that took like 4 weeks. Like, but what if, but wait. So this is my idea. And I love that because I mean, I trusted her, and that's why I accepted the role. And I'm so glad we did it with that vision. And
Juliet, it seems like you have a very strong personality, just like your character. So you were able to fight for your rights as the actress, as the actor, as the protagonist, just like you were to fight for the women's suffrage movement in the role. You had the joy of working with some really strong women around you too, but still you were able to shine in the main character role. What was it like to collaborate with all these really powerful women who played such a various different levels of education in Bogota, different levels of experience, different just backgrounds in terms of their races and the diversity of the cast? What was it like to collaborate with them?
oh, that's such a question. I mean, Patricia knew who she wanted in the movie, and I was grateful just to see the list. Like I just saw these names, and I was like, oh, I always wanted to work with her. Like, for example, Paula Castaño, she plays Josefina. I always wanted to work with her. I worked with Barbara Perea before she plays Berta, and I'm like, all these women that I've always admired, and I knew Esmeralda was gonna be great if I had them surrounding me. Like I can't be Esmeralda if I don't have them with me. And I think Patricia made this teamwork alongside with the men too. Like if you have all these female and male roles, you're like, they need to collaborate. And it was like doing theater. That's how it felt. So I didn't feel alone ever. I was pregnant at the time, so I think I was very like vulnerable to like emotion and all of that, but hormones. But it's so funny because I was going through my best trimester. Like I felt I had energy. I was like ready to work. I had all these amazing people working with me, and I had Patricia, like a woman taking care of me. I was expecting a girl. She had a girl. Like it was like, I felt like a community, and I think that's why I felt supported, and I had the freedom to do whatever I wanted to do. Well, sort of, because she didn't let me anyway, but I tried. Yeah.
I love it.
I did.
Did
Mentioned, of course, the importance of women rallying around women and the community and girl power to a certain extent. Obviously, the women's suffrage movement wouldn't have gone anywhere if men also didn't buy in to that. The people in power, the general, the people in politics, the reporter who took the risk in publishing the story in the newspaper. So obviously, there's it takes two to tango, right, in that strategy. So for highlighting that is wonderful.
Yeah, and I think
I asked this question to Patricia a long time ago because I was like, how is writing the dialogues for the movie? And can you tell them what you told me? Because I think that's very interesting.
Well, there is this, we have like all this, we've been hearing all these words all our lives. This is like this is what we've heard so many times in our lives that for me, it was so easy to write the men's dialogues. It was like, they came out organically. But the women's, it was very difficult because I was like, what are they going to say? How are they going to defend themselves?
Yeah.
What are they going to, like, how are they going to react? Like, and they had to be like in the same zone, in the same time of period, and they had to be like behaved well because otherwise they will be kicked out. So it was very difficult to work on theirs.
Yeah.
But at the end, I I had to work harder and to
work.
So I think the way I did it was like, if I had been there, this is what I would want them to say.
Yeah.
And this is what I think they would have said in my own imaginary world. So I guess that's how it came out, like kind of easy afterwards.
Yeah, and some speeches that Esmeralda gave in real life had the same words that we used in the movie. I mean, they're not exactly the same, but you can see through the pieces that we found, like documentaries and stuff, that documents, because there's no documentaries, like documents that we found that, oh, so maybe she said this. Oh, and she said this and that, and like it is such.
I think that if she had the time to say it, I think that's what she would have said.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So In the process of character acting and becoming Esmeralda, do you feel like you channeled any personal moments where you had to face like a glass ceiling or overcome the challenges in a male-dominated world, dare I say?
It was very frustrating seeing their reactions as the characters, you know, like me playing Esmeralda and seeing these guys just like being against us. That was like, it was hard for me to not feel that they were just acting. It was like they're attacking us and we have to defend ourselves. So it was like the constant reminder of, no, we're playing these women, we're making this, paying this homage to these ladies and this, I mean, they made history, but it's not about us, it's about the story. But of course, it was like every day was a challenge with Esmeralda. Of course, I wanted to make a powerful character. I wanted to represent her. I wanted to honor her. And I was in conversations with with her son, Sergio Uribe. So I wanted to, I mean, I knew he was gonna to see the film and he was gonna like react to it. I'm glad he loved it. So I'm like, okay, that worked. But I knew I had to be very specific about the choices I made, about the conversations we had, about the world I created for her. Because I needed to portray her as a mom, but she needed to be strong, but she needed to be vulnerable, but she needed to be powerful, but she had to defend herself and like she had to go through all of that. It was a great journey for me. I wouldn't change it for anything in the world. And it was honestly one of the best roles that I've ever played. I mean, I had so much fun with it that I'm just grateful that I had the chance to it. And it's just one of those movies that you see and you're like, oh, I wish I could play that. And I'm like, oh, I did it. I'm glad it's working. I'm glad people are getting moved by it. But I know it's a collaboration at the end. So yeah.
And also adding to that, I think that what was more difficult for them, for the girls to do, is exactly that they couldn't react. Like if we hear this right now,
Yeah.
I mean, you have a ton of, you have a ton of speed. No, easy.
Yeah.
But back then they couldn't.
Yeah.
So it's like them containing themselves so much,
Yeah.
so badly, and not even reacting with faces, because you can't even say like, what is going? No, because they couldn't. So it was like,
Tone.
yeah, they had to like,
Body.
they're always there's like so much energy moving inside them, but they can't react. So there's like, they're always saying like, on a leash.
Sometimes, yeah, totally. Less is more. It translates to so many audience members, and just showing this lack of emotion or being able to control your emotion shows so much restraint on your part and shows how dynamic of an actor you are and how successful the film really turned out. Before we cut away, and can you share with us maybe some other projects you guys are working on currently, things that you're excited to share with our audience for the future?
I'm just writing. I love to write. So I'm always like making new movies of new stories that we don't know and new heroes that have been forgotten. They're gonna come out.
And now I've been promoting The Residence, which is on Netflix, and I play a housekeeper in the White House. So it's a murder mystery, and it came out a couple weeks ago, and it's been very exciting. It's been very exciting seeing the reaction of the audience too. So it's great because I'm literally coming back from promoting that, and I'm just here talking about Dear Gentleman, and I feel like it takes like a big part of my heart talking about Dear Gentleman and coming back to it. So The Residence happened after making Dear Gentleman, and I think my character in that show, it had more because I did this movie before, if that makes any sense. And I'm also producing, so hopefully next year I'll be here with a short film that I produced, and now it's going to festivals. So yeah, we're keeping ourselves busy.
Always.
Thank you.
Well, thank you both for being here. You deserve all the best with your film. It's already a success, so congratulations for that. And thank you for staying with us until the end. This is the Chicago Latino Film Festival. It's 41st edition. Muy buenas noches a todos. I'm Leah Hill, and this is Mateo Hollander signing off from the Dunk House.
Thank you for joining us again, and thank you both for being here. It was really special.
Thank you.
All the best in the future.
Thank you. Enjoy the festival.
We're gonna be here on Saturday again, a movie. Important. Yeah.
When can
Screening.
please share with us and our audience when we can find it again?
Saturday, and we'll have a Q&A. So we'll have
I think it's gonna be great. We're gonna be talking about the movie after.
and people come to the screening and have questions, we'll be there to answer
So
their
we should
questions.
be able to start to drum up some questions for the audience.
Yeah. So yes, ring him. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you again. It's been a pleasure. We'll hope to have you all as an audience come see all the wonderful films happening at the 41st International Chicago Latino Film Festival. Take care.